Hey, what is going on? This is Joel here with Money Codes, and I'm here to give you today's Money Code fix. And today we're going to be talking about what to do when you're thinking about closing your old or maybe a crappy credit card that you just don't even use. Now, when it comes to the word crappy, it's subjective. It could mean anything, it could mean different things to different people. So, for this topic, I created a very quick scenario to show what actually happens when you cancel your credit card. How does that actually affect your credit score? What are some things that you can actually do to that card to make it worth your while? So, let's say you have three credit cards. To make this very simple, I kept all the numbers very generic, very simple, right? So card one, you have a $10,000 limit. Card two, you have a $10,000 limit. And then card three, you also have a $10,000 limit. They're all very similar, but they all have different rewards and different incentives and points. Card one has a $4,000 balance. Let's say card one is the card that you use pretty much every single day. You put a lot of spend on that card. Card two, also a $10,000 limit, $2,500 balance. This is your second most used card. But card three, you don't like. This is your proverbial crappy card. It has a $95 annual fee. It has a higher interest rate. It doesn't offer you any incentives, any points. It doesn't offer you anything. So you consider this card to be your weakest link and you're considering canceling this card. Let's go over what could possibly happen if you decide to close card three. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is that your total available credit, meaning all of the available credit that you have open on all of your unsecured credit cards, is $30,000. The credit used is $7,500. Remember, $4,000 on card one, $2,500 on card two, and you only have $1,000 on card three. But even though you only have $1,000 balance on card three, you still have $9,000 in available limit. So that makes your total utilization 25%. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you already know you want to be 1 to 9%. You want to be 1 to 9% not only on just your individual cards, but overall as well. So 25% as is. If you cancel this card, so let's say you call the credit card issuer, let it be American Express, Chase, whomever. So you call the credit card issuer for card three. You say, I don't like it anymore. I cancel. I don't want it. So now you're stuck with those two cards. Notice what happens to your credit report. Most people think that when you call and you cancel your credit card, that it's going to automatically be deleted off of your credit report, and that simply is not the case. Closed credit card accounts can stay on your credit profile for as long as 10 years. So in the short term, all of that information surrounding that credit card number three is still going to be available and showing on your credit report and still impacting your credit score. What will impact your credit score is this. Notice what happened to the available credit. It was $30,000 before. Now it's shrunk down to 20,000. If we kept our balances the same, 4,000 on card one and 2,500 on card two, notice that just by canceling card three, by canceling the card that we don't like, we have now shrunk our total available credit and now we have spiked up our total utilization. This is going to drag our credit score. Remember, anytime you do anything to your credit profile, there's going to be a domino effect, some way, shape, or form. Don't think that you're going to do anything to your credit profile, whether it be disputing accounts, removing accounts, adding accounts. It's going to have a domino effect, and you're going to see a credit change in your credit profile. So just by canceling this card in this scenario, you will see a credit decrease. So now, of course, common sense says for card one, we need to just pay down that balance. Same thing for card two, and then we can get our utilization back where it needs to be. But I'm just giving you a very quick example that when you close down an account and everything else remains the same, this is why people see a credit score decrease when they start removing accounts. Now, what happens if we did it in reverse? Let's say we had only card one and card two, everything remains the same, but then we add card three. Let's say we add a third card, and this is a card with a $10,000 limit, and we only have a $1,000 balance being reported. Well, now we're back up to $30,000 in available credit. The credit used is now $7,500, and now you can see that our total utilization has gone down. Remember, utilization, your usage, is the second most important variable when it comes to building up a strong credit score. Just by how much you're spending and keeping on your unsecured credit cards, this is what's going to impact your score. I put under card 3, authorized users, my jeweler's club, etc. This is the reason why people add authorized user accounts to their credit reports. Because if you have credit cards that are maxed, or maybe there's just too much usage, and you add a card 3 and it may be an authorized user or it may be a my jeweler's club, you will notice next month on your credit reports that you will see, at least on paper, an increase in your credit score. Now, I already debunked this before in the video I had on authorized users, because once a lender looks into your report and sees that this is an authorized user account and not a primary, they're going to discount that. But again, that's a different video, that's a different topic, but I'm just showing you what happens when you remove accounts, what happens when you add accounts, and how it affects your usage, how it affects your utilization. Me personally, I would prefer that you keep all of your unsecured cards open, active for as long as possible. The more age that you can put on your credit report, the better your credit report is going to be. Credit cards age like fine wine when it comes to your credit score. But I do understand that there are scenarios where you just don't want to keep these accounts open. I understand that. Again, my advice is to keep your accounts open for as long as realistically possible. But I understand that people may want to cancel it, maybe for debt management purposes. Whatever the reason may be, I just want you to pay attention, do the numbers at home, look at your own numbers, and then you'll be able to possibly predict how the cancellation of your card will impact your credit score. Now, what are some alternatives? What can you do to possibly not cancel your card, but to make these cards still worth your while? What are the alternatives? So what you can do is you can do a downgrade or you can do a product change. So what are the benefits to doing a downgrade or a product change? This allows you to change credit cards without affecting your credit score. Anytime you get a new credit card, so let's say you cancel that card number 3 and then you want to apply for a new credit card, you're going to get another inquiry. So remember, when you close a credit card and you apply for a new credit card, you're going to get a hard inquiry. And every hard inquiry that you add onto your credit profile, you're looking at about 3 to 5 points taken off of your credit score. So if you do a downgrade or a product change, you're avoiding that hard inquiry. Another thing that you're going to avoid is the fact that when you add on a new credit card product, you're going to be shortening the average age on your credit profile. By downgrading or doing a product change, let's say you had 2 years or 3 years on that crappy card. If you upgrade it or if you product change it to a card that you like, you can still keep that history. You can still keep the same payment history. You can still keep all of the positive attributes of that original card, and you can transfer that over to a product that you do like. So depending on the card that you have, some people applied for cards 2-3 years ago because they were great travel cards. Now, if we're under COVID-19, and I know we're starting to open up as a nation a little bit more, but if you had a credit card that was mainly there for travel perks and you can't travel, then what's the point of having that card? This would be a scenario where you could do a product change to a credit card product that is more advantageous or has bonuses for, let's say, restaurants or for gas, or pretty much any category that you can actually take advantage of. Maybe now a lot of your spending is on groceries and not traveling or going to restaurants. Pay attention to the categories that are currently on your card and find a card that you can product change to that suits the way that you spend your money on right now. This is something that you should be doing anyway every few years. Again, if you're not traveling or if you're not going to restaurants as much as you did before, find a card that is better suited to your current lifestyle. And finally, there are 2 things I want you to pay attention to, 2 phrases. The first is customer acquisition costs, and the second is retention offers. So the first, customer acquisition costs. Why do I want you to know about this? The customer acquisition cost is very important because these credit card companies, they spend a lot of money in advertising. They spend a lot of money in general marketing to keep you as a client. Not only to keep you as a client, but to get you as a client. I can say firsthand, Google pay-per-click, billboard advertisement, commercials, physical mail that they may send out saying that you're pre-approved for this product. Credit card companies, they spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to get one customer. So you need to use this for your advantage. So why am I wanting you to know about this? So if you are already aware that American Express and Chase, they're spending hundreds of dollars just to get you as a client, if you call them prior to your $95 annual fee or whatever the annual fee is for your card, if you call the credit card issuer and say, you know what, I have a $95 annual fee coming up, I'm not really sure if I'm excited about that. I'm not really sure if this product is for me. I'm thinking about other credit card companies. Most companies have a retention department where they're actually authorized to offer you retention offers. And that might be the waiving of the annual fee. That might be issuing statement credits that will be applied to your next billing cycle. If not, maybe every year, maybe every other year. I will call your credit card company. Hey, I'm thinking about possibly moving. I'm thinking about possibly making a change. What do you have? What sort of retention offers can you offer me right now to keep me on board with this current credit card? And you're going to be surprised that, again, they're already authorized to offer you something, especially if you're somebody that has a history of putting a lot of spend on that card. Remember, every time that you swipe your credit card, the credit card issuer, they're making money, especially American Express. They're making money every time you swipe on that card. So number one, if you do not like your card, give them a call. Let them know, hey, what retention offers do you have? And number two, let's say you do like your card and you're just wanting to see what else is out there. What could they offer me? I wouldn't call and say, hey, I'm going to cancel. Call and say, hey, I'm on the fence, or hey, I'm having some second thoughts here. What do you guys have for me? Make it a little bit open-ended, but let them know that, hey, there is a possibility that you may move on to a different company, and just see what they have to offer. These are different ways where you don't just have to just cancel a card if you don't like it. Remember, you can do a product change. Remember, you can downgrade or you can switch to a different product. There are different options that you can do. And if you are going to cancel your card, remember to pay attention to your utilization, pay attention to your usage, and try to see if you can offset by having at least 3 to 5 high limit credit cards. And if you want to go ahead and cancel one, pay attention to how that's going to domino affect how you have your other credit cards. Make sure that you're only applying for credit cards that you know that 3, 4, 5 years and even longer that you plan on being with that company long term. Now, there are some people that are credit card churners. These are people that go from credit card company to credit card company, taking advantage of sign up bonuses and different points. And there's a whole different world out there for people that know how to manufacture, spend, and churn credit cards. I'm not really giving this advice to those type of people. That's kind of advanced. But for your everyday average person, just try to get 3 to 5 solid credit cards that you're going to be able to grow into, that you're going to have a relationship with that company. Again, Chase, Amex, Navy Federal, Bank of America. Think ahead and plan ahead, and that way you'll be able to take advantage of that age and that payment history and keeping those utilization rates low, and that way you're going to maximize your credit score. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully you got a couple of gems out of it. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace.